This is Spiritual Balboa, and I'd like to talk about a subject. Let's talk about the Matrix. What is the Matrix? It's the movie. No, it's not. Not necessarily the movie. Um, let's give you an example. Let's talk about God. And I'm not religious. If you get offended by this, I apologize. It had good intention behind it. It's just a philosophy lecture. Um, you can't have a pie without the certain ingredient to make that pie, just like you can't have pumpkin pie without pumpkin. So God to me is a creator of something. Like say you create a table, well you're a god of that table, and the creator, he or she or it whatever, creates something. It puts its mindset into the creation. Like say for that would mean when it entail that God is more like us than we like to think. Or everybody says, "Oh, the person giving the person some money, that's human nature," and forget the rest of the crap. No, when you see violence, you see human nature. You know, and I'm not just going to speak positively. I'm going to speak negatively and neutrally because it makes it raw and real. And you know, So, and the God in the Bible says, I'm a jealous God. I'm an envious God." So, with that being said, for us to be this way, it must be have the mindset of the Creator instilled in it, since it come from his or her mind or its mind. That's fair. That makes sense, and that's philosophical. And so with that being said, we have sexual deviancy and all this other stuff, which is I don't condone it, but that's the nature to procreate with is instilled in us, so it must have been a thought process of the Creator. You know, for example. So with that being said, you see the world, buildings and money and all this stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's not the way it is. That's not the way it works." Um, it's opposite. It's the opposite. Well, you see bright colors and shapes and stuff that beckons you and it kind of draws you towards it, and it's colorful, and you saw it on TV and it made you hungry, and you decided to embark in a tasty treat. Well, that's using your psychology against you or for you, or to make money, however you view it. So that's just taking our society is taking our wants and needs and profiting off of it. Is all they're doing. You have a sexual nature, you have a hunger nature, you have a higher nature, you have a means to survive, which is the only reason why we have cops. Is if we didn't, the streets would be pretty dang bad. You know, I know cops are, shoot people and all this, but on one hand, I see the negative part, and on the other hand, I see the positive part. If we didn't have cops, you know, the streets would be pretty rough. And, um, a lot of them abuse their power, but I'm not talking, that's a different subject. I'm just sticking to the subject at hand. So, a lot of good cops, whatever, you know, I'm sticking to the subject at hand. So, who's to say that's not part of us that we reflect into the world, which I believe it is. It's a subconscious. Subconscious is drawn to something, whether the conscious mind is aware of it or not. And once you see the way the subconscious mind works and you put it into categories of words, and then you point it out when you see another person does it, is that everyone kind of works the same. It's just different principles. So no, different variables, but same principle. You know, Billy might do this a certain way because of this, and Sally might do this way towards the same problem. So, but the principle's still there. That's the matrix to me, is the subconscious mind, how it works, what we're seeking, for what reason, and transmuting it. You have a lower nature. You transmute it to higher ways to fuel your life in a certain way. It's good for like say for instance, you hate this, you hate that. You may grow tired of a person, but you transmute it. But like, all right, it's fair. Life isn't only just milking my dopamine responses and just living for my emotions. I'm being responsible with my mind and my emotions. For example, that's transmutation. I'm not letting it guide me that where I make a stupid mistake or irresponsible mistake. That's responsibility is control. Control and discipline is responsibility. So, the subconscious mind, how it affects us in reality, and that's just a reflection of our inner lower nature, and how it affects us and how you control it is how you either escape, finger quote, from the matrix, or how you fall to the matrix. Thank you very much. This is Spiritual Balboa. I'm out.